is it that Chinese men are so stingy? They don't want to spend money in love. Please tell me, guys. You ready for today's story? Hopefully you are. So, here we go. Hello, dear. I'm writing to you from Chile. Sup to my Chilean followers? I'm a bit confused and I hope you can help me. I met a Chinese man who is here for work, as always. And he has been traveling a lot for work over the years. The thing is, I have 2 children and I am separated. And when we talk, I assume that Asians are more reserved and that being separated with kids will be a problem for them. Why is it that everyone, even myself, I used to assume they are so reserved? They're so quiet. They're so traditional. But oh Lord, they are not. And therefore, we are kind of venting them in this channel. So if you have a story you want to share it with me, you're welcome. Anyways, so I told him that we could just be friends without anything romantic because of his culture. He asked why, saying it wasn't a problem and that he liked my honesty. We have been going out twice. The last time he kissed me and I made it clear that I don't sleep with just anyone before going out for the first time. The thing is, he wants to see me tomorrow and keep going out. Although sometimes I'll feel he's a bit close off about sharing everything about himself, and I also find it hard to trust because I have been mistreated in love. Another thing that caught my curiosity is that the second time he told me to come to where he lives because he came the first time to my place, he says he mentioned that our relationship is built in equally by both parties, including financially, because there are many women that just want to go out and get money. Although he paid for lunch on our second date, I told him that I wanted to take things slow. And although he said that's not a problem, there are things that caught my attention, like how he's already talking about traveling together and mentioning that he would like to have a girl like the one we saw that day. He also said that he didn't like that I had photos with men, even if they were my friends, because it made him jealous. That's quite a red flag. He hardly talks about my kids. He doesn't mention them and has never talked about making future plans together. Mar, I'll tell you that in the end, we're still seeing each other. He told me that he could pay for everything because he couldn't pay for everything because we still were not in a serious relationship. But he was implying that he wanted to get serious with me. We have been dating for a month. And the whole money thing is strange. Yesterday, I invited him to my friend's place, who lives with her boyfriend, and I asked him to bring his grill and charcoal. He brought an opened bag he had at home and nothing else. Just a little bag of loose tea for later. Meaning he's quite stingy. He travels a lot for work. He recently went to Easter Island for vacation, and I am surprised that he can be a bit stingy. He told me that sometimes women take advantage of men, so he might have had bad experiences. Yesterday, I asked him to drop me off, meaning to follow me in his car because it was late, and he lives on the other side of the city. We were kind of between his house and mine, and it was a half hour to my home and then another half an hour to his. At first he said it was too much and I told him I didn't feel safe, and he said, I'm going to take you, I'll take care of you. When we arrived, I left him outside the condominium. I didn't let him in so he would not know where I live yet. Wise woman. He asked me to use the bathroom, and I let him in the guard's bathroom, and then he left. I hope you can read me soon because I don't know what to think. We were going to go to the beach this weekend. Last night he drove me home since it was late and we were talking on the phone. I told him that he was inviting me for the weekend, meaning I asked him because I didn't have money for the beach and all that. He said, "How are you not going to have money?" I told him that I have to take care of my house and my children. He said, "Okay," but then the discussion started. So basically, he invited her to spend time together in the beach, but she should be the one paying for her own stuff. So that's not a real invitation from a gentleman. Come on. He said that if I were ever going to invite him to something, he will give me everything he had. If we were in a serious relationship and that we will live life together. We have only been dating for a month, and I was left thinking, what? He said he wasn't going to waste time and money if I didn't want anything serious. I don't know what is he meaning by serious. Maybe sleeping together? I told him that if I was spending my time with him, it was because I obviously wanted to get to know him for something serious in the future. And he said, "But what do you want? A millionaire to pay for everything?" And that's when I got angry. I told him, "You know what? Enough. I'm not asking you to pay for my house or my car. I'm just asking for a dinner, a bouquet of flowers." I said I was already angry. I told him to go home and asked him to let me know when he was going to be back. Then I went into my condominium. I don't know. I don't think we will stay together. I'm not going to move in with him if we have been only together for a month, especially that she has children, you know. Who talked, maybe he said about living together, but not with the childs. And I also don't like stingy people. I understand he might have had bad experiences. He had a Spanish girlfriend before. By the way, he invited me to China. I told him I was not going to pay for anything regarding that trip, and that he should be paying for my passport and everything. He didn't answer me, so I just laughed. We haven't talked since. If there's anything else, I'll let you know. So guys, I am so very sure these kind of relationships or Chinese men are just taking advantage when they can of these pure, I'm not gonna say pure innocent souls, because they're not innocent. They're quite well aware, especially if you are a mother, you have been with someone previous to that relationship, you have been having intimacy, and somehow you got your children. So at least this girl was all put together and did avoid going with him to have, that intimacy moment, to just find out after that he was not going to put in not just the effort, but like the money or like the courtesy, like courting her, he just keeps saying like they should be on a serious relationship. But usually how Chinese men are is that even in friendships, men or males will always treat women because that's how they are taught to be. Like if you go out with Chinese men, Chinese group of friends, usually males will be very eager and willing to pay for the bill. And even if you go to a dinner or lunch with a guy friend, I believe he is gonna try to take the bill first. So in this case, especially that supposedly he was somehow interested in her, I don't think is the case, because if a gentleman is interested in a lady, he will not be somehow waiting for the chance to get serious in order to invest his money. He will be kind of courting her in order to take her out of the market because he really loves her or wants her for himself in a serious manner. And he will offer everything he has, or everything under his possibilities, of course, in order to make her safe, make her feel safe, and just appreciate it with like small actions to big ones. Either like she was asking for the bouquet of flowers, or maybe talking about living somewhere, investing in a place for both of them, etc. So as you can see, time after time, we have stories of like Chinese men working in Latin America, and they're just wanting to get laid somehow, especially with these, how to say, the mothers, left over mothers, how you call them in English? I'm not sure, but single mothers. Okay, so these mothers that are just having children by themselves. I do believe sometimes men think they're an easy target because they feel the necessity or the need of like a male role in their life, or just having a hug or someone to talk to them to make them feel like some special feeling because they're all by themselves taking care of their children. So yeah, we have a lot of these situations happening since there are so many single mothers in like Latin America and Mexico. And a lot of Chinese just take advantage of this situation. But of course, you take advantage because you can. And in this case, I'm very proud and happy that the girl didn't let the men take advantage of her. She was very, very, very well aware of what was happening, even though till that day, she even got asked for the toilet when they arrived to the condominium, but she was like, no, you can go to that guard's toilet, and she didn't let him in. So what do you guys think about the situation, and do you think that Chinese are stingy or not? Who are the most stingy nationality, I wonder? I do believe Chinese are quite like they are giving, like, if especially gentlemen that are courting you, they will be happy to invest in your happiness. Like either you like such makeup and you like this and that, they will like try to purchase. That's one of the characteristics that I really like about Chinese, and of course all girls who will not like that. Like they are willing to work and invest in you because you deserve it, and they are kind of very happy to do that as a man.